Hello, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube. My name is Mr. Maxwell and welcome back to another side quest about video games with myself and Exilemagpie.
Hello!
Ended up having to have a week off. Well, at least off of this, mainly due to life.
Yeah.
Life just kept getting in the way and I just couldn't orchestrate.
We had planned for this time last week and things
happened.
Much to our displeasure.
Yes, so unfortunately we're a little bit late to the party with some things. Other than the Nintendo Direct, there hasn't really been a lot.
No, but the Nintendo Direct had some big things.
Yeah, so we will be going through that. We'll do that last. We'll just go through a couple of little things.
There's a couple of things we want to gush over.
Yes, there's a couple of little things I want to talk to before that, as mainly filler.
Yes.
Okay, so first off, not that long ago, there was rumours that Game was actually going to stop selling physical
games.
Physical discs and stuff like that.
But you know, it's the whole purpose of that shop.
Yes, basically they were going to... The rumour was they were going to shut down all the shops and just become basically a Steam sort of thing.
I mean, if you want a guarantee to cease to exist.
Pretty much, yeah.
Because
that was the rumour.
I mean, Game is owned by Mike Ashley.
So it wouldn't surprise me.
So, making the dumbest decision ever would not be surprising.
But this is actually not true. They've actually put it this way: the rumor got that big that Game has actually had to come out and
debunk
it. Yeah.
I mean, if you go into a game shop, it's not surprising people start thinking like that because they are getting less and less of actual games to buy and more of merchandise. Granted, a lot of it is video game related, but it is there is a distinct decrease in the amount of games you can buy.
Yeah.
So I can understand why people were getting that rumor and putting credence behind it.
Yeah. So speaking to Eurogamer, Game has categorically denied the report published earlier, which stated the chain would stop selling boxed games and consoles in its stores. To which, yeah, I mean, that's the whole point of Game.
Yeah.
Because they don't sell PCs.
No. They tried.
Yeah.
Failed.
They tried.
That has been since before they were Game. Before, it was Electronic Boutique and all that sort of stuff. It's literally selling computer games. That is their number one modus operandi.
The rumour is categorically not true, a Game spokesperson said. A Game continues to support the physical gaming market, offering a wide range of physical games, hardware, software, accessories and digital gift cards in stores and online. So yeah, Game is sticking around. Well,
currently. It is owned by Mike Ashley, therefore you can.
Well, the thing is, games are showing up in Sports Direct stores.
Yes, which makes
so there's probably a chance that you may lose
the actual on its own
game store. Yeah, and you'll just have to go to Sports Direct.
Which, for anyone in the Northeast, is going to be a no-no.
Yeah, but if that's the only place you gotta go,
I'm sure I'll survive.
I mean, if you look at us, what have we got? If you think about it, what have we actually got if we were to go out and actually shop?
Want to get a physical game from a physical
other than
shop.
Amazon? So you actually want to go to a shop. What have we got?
Metro Centre and pretty much.
Right, we've got Metro Centre,
which is engaged.
Which is
in northeast of England. So.
Which is Game.
Yeah. Right? And the same with Newcastle. It's Game.
Is Game.
We've literally got Game and Smiths. That's it. Not a lot of selection there.
No. Right. So if he decides to close all the Game stores and move them into Sports Direct stores,
we just have Smiths.
There are people but there's people who can't get the Smiths.
That is very true. There will be just Game.
There are going to be people who have no choice but to go to Sports Direct. We would have to go to basically where the KFC is near us.
Yeah,
and that's where we would have to go to. Which is
no.
That is way too far.
Especially Anyway,
so yeah,
it is good that they've come out and squashed the rumours, because as a person who prefers physical media,
well, just for me personally, it's just I like to go out.
and shop.
And actually shop.
Yeah, no, it's nice.
It's all right. I understand, like, online shopping, it's easier. You can 9 times out of 10 you can get what you want.
I think that's the thing. If I could guarantee I could get the thing I want,
yeah,
I would go out and shop all the time.
Mm.
The problem is that I can't guarantee to get what I want because, well, basically, capitalism.
Yeah,
it's literally like, this thing is not. I understand like things that are like niche and that there's less of them, but when you have like a big store and are making a profit, you decide to downgrade because it's cheaper and you think you're going to make an even bigger profit.
You're talking about Virgin.
Yes. And HMV.
HMV did. No, HMV, they went into administration.
Yes.
And then when the guy took over,
different.
When the guy took over, he had to downsize.
Yeah. But like I say, like, especially music in the UK, we used to have proper, like, massive stores where you could get a lot of variety.
Yeah.
Now...
Yeah, now.
If you are not into mainstream pop, you will have to pray to the gods of RNG that on the day you show up at that store, the music you like is in stock. Yeah.
Either that, or you have to go. You literally have to hunt for like a back alley music shop, which there are some near where we live. But no, they're not. They're nowhere near where we live. No. But you know what I mean. Like, they're difficult to find, and even then,
you're not guaranteed to get what you want.
Yeah, you're guaranteed
because they're dependent on what supplies they can get a hold of.
Yeah, and also those type of stores they are very niche.
Yes.
To be fair, like they don't. Well, I mean, they do sell the big ones, but it's very rare to find the exact band that you're looking for.
Yes.
I still remember going all over the place looking for Trust Company.
Yes.
And never finding it. Just being like, God damn it.
I think that was one of the first ones you just literally bite the bullet and went, fine, I'm buying it from Amazon.
Yeah, because I always bought my music from actual stores. And this one I was just like, nah, I can't find it.
There's absolutely nowhere.
So I'll just have to buy it online.
But then again, like we say, games coming out and saying they're not stopping physical sales of physical games is a good thing. Now, if we could just get the AAA game industry to get its head out of its ass and stop going down that route, that'd be great.
Yeah, that would be fun. Anyway, right, so moving on.
Yep.
Like I said, this is going to be quick. Well, this one might not be because I have found this one very funny because like it shows you the level of like actual journalism that actually goes into game journalism.
Oh, is this the
Elden Ring
DLC?
Reviews.
The Elden
Ring
DLC? Yeah.
It is not doing as well in the reviews as Elden Ring did because it is too hard. And as someone who has played, I think everybody in the world that knows Dark Souls.
Everyone who has known FromSoft Souls games from its inception in Demon Souls is aware that the DLC is much harder than the base game.
It's always been much harder. From, what was Dark Souls 1 called? It was something like Artorias?
Yeah.
I know it was in the Prepare to Die edition when they released that big...
Oh, yeah, I know.
It was that.
But yeah, you basically end up fighting Artorias.
Yeah, but there was that DLC, which was ridiculously hard.
Dark Souls 2...
Dark Souls 2 had the free DLCs, which had you make a big crown. But yeah, they were hard. Because you ended up fighting...
Let's not start about Sister Frida.
Yeah. Sister Frida.
In Dark Souls 3.
And Gale.
Oh, yeah.
Slave Knight Gale.
Slave Knight Gale is...
not exactly easy.
No. Like, Gale is literally like, you better have learned every single fucking mechanic of this game, mate, because you're gonna have to use all of them.
I'm good, yeah. Like, so the
blocking, dodging.
The Bloodborne.
Oh.
Bloodborne's DLC is...
The final boss of the DLC.
Oh my god, Kosh.
Kosh.
Oh, I still have nightmares. Anyway, the Bloodborne DLC. I'm not surprised that Sekiro didn't get DLC. That game.
I think it would
much
be.
works on its own.
I think if that had DLC, and they scaled the difficulty in the same way that they scaled the difficulty,
no one would do it.
That would then become impossible because it wouldn't be. Are you able to parry? It would be. Can you perfect parry 10 times in a? Can you do the Evo Chun-Li perfect parry to her ultimate.
Multiple
times. Because if you can't, you're about to...
the boss is going to kill you.
The boss is going to kill you.
So, yeah. But, like, the DLCs are always much harder. They're always harder.
Because they're on the assumption that the people that will be going into it will have at least, if not completed the game at least once, have played a substantial amount of the game and know the mechanics.
Yeah.
So it doesn't sugarcoat anything.
Also, the DLC scales to your level. So if you've completed Elden Ring...
Yeah, if you're on level 7...
If you're on New Game plus 82...
Yeah.
The DLC is going to scale to that.
Yeah. And the game does not... Like, Dark Souls... The Souls games from FromSoft do not hold your hand. The DLC always takes away the railings.
Yes, I do,
and then you know, if it's Bloodborne, puts you on a single tightrope across a ravine.
Yes,
and goes, have fun with that.
Go enjoy that. I do like the fact that for like 2 years, people have been saying that Elden Ring's like the easiest of the Souls games, and I would agree with that. I would actually agree with that
because there's a lot of things that if you are struggling with, you can actually bypass and then come back when you're stronger.
Yeah. So I do agree that it is the easiest of the lot. But the very fact that, like, for 2 years people have been saying this is the easiest ones. Number one, I think it was like only 33% of people have beaten both Radahn and Moog to get to the DLC, because that's what they're the two bosses you got to beat to get to the DLC. And only like 33% of the actual player base has actually done it. Right, I am quite fortunate. I've done it.
I am one of those, but only because I haven't got up to Moog yet.
Yeah,
it's because I just get stuck on a bit, and I'm like, God damn it, I just need help.
I'll give you a hand at some point.
At some point,
I think.
Hey, it's easy soul.
It is. My But anyway, so it's like people are and then they're complaining. People are complaining about that the DLC is behind this sort of wall, which is ridiculous.
Because the DLC is always behind
they're
some sort of like.
Oh, but I've paid for it. Yeah, but like, no offense.
Every Souls
no
game
offense,
is
my
like,
guy, but like the game's been out for 2 years. If you haven't beat Moog yet and Radahn, that's on you.
I know, but like
that's not on.
For Dark Souls 3, you had to get to the church, the cathedral.
Yeah, you also had to like.
You had to be able to get to the cathedral, and that involved like, and unlike Elden Ring, which is like, oh yeah, you don't have to. You know, there's a lot of bosses that you don't have to go up against to get to X point. Dark Souls was literally like, look, you have to get through X, Y, and Z before you can access this place.
Bloodborne, you had to at least have killed Rom, which is like free. It's like a third of
2/3 of the way.
2/3 of the game.
Yeah, it's like end of you kill Rom and you literally you're entering the final act sort of thing. And Rom is not exactly an easy boss, I would say. It's one of those where it's like it's either ridiculously easy or absolutely insane-inducing toughness.
Yeah.
Because of the way that fight goes. Because of for anyone who doesn't know, Rom is a spider basically.
Yeah, pretty much.
And he summons a lot of other smaller spiders. So
he also teleports.
Yeah, and he teleports. So if you've got A, the damage, and B, the skill set to rush down Rom, he can actually be pretty easy. The problem is, if you can't do that, all of his little friends start getting involved in the fight, and it becomes a bigger problem. Because now, when you're trying to hit Rom, all these little things are now disrupting you, etc., etc.
And then he's got his big bloody fuck-off meteor attack that he does.
And
that he spams, by the way. He spams that attack.
If you let him get it off, multiple are coming.
It's so
frustrating. And that's the thing with a lot of Souls bosses, is like, you will get stuck on a Souls boss for absolutely forever. I was watching a streamer get stuck on... is it Renala? In the university? The one Elden Ring, yeah. The second phase is actually Rani coming in presenting herself as...
Yeah.
I saw a streamer be stuck on that, and then she was like a couple hours just bashing her head against the wall, and then one run.
Did it. Just
no problem. Literally, like, didn't need to heal, didn't need to, like... And that's the whole thing with the Souls games. Sometimes everyone has that one boss which they bash their head against the wall.
Kosh.
For you,
It will always be Kosh.
I think for me, I think it was Frida. Because for some reason she would never give me a second.
Oh, Sister Frida.
Sister Frida.
Yeah.
She was just on my ass. It didn't matter. Because you were coming in and helping me, and like, it didn't matter what you did to her. She was still on my ass.
Yeah, she just went for you.
It was just like, could you just for a second move away so I can heal? Good God. Anyway, but yeah, people are complaining that it's all mixed on Steam, and I'm like, it's a Souls game? What do you mean it's too hard?
I like the reviewers. Like, if you've read like Kotaku and
oh god, yeah,
it is incredibly funny reading these articles about how hard it is, and you just sat there going, you're talking like you've never played a Souls game before.
Yeah,
like
I can't understand, because Elden Ring has had the mass appeal that the Souls series didn't have.
Yeah.
So I can understand a lot of people. This is the first time they've come up to a Souls DLC.
Yeah.
Where, like we say, they don't just not take you by the hand. They take away the rails and then put you on a tightrope.
On a tightrope and expect you to be able to walk it.
But it's the whole thing of like the game. They expect you to have been playing this game for 2 years. And have at least learned the mechanics.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I went into the DLC. The first enemy I bumped into, I thought, well, this is the first enemy. I'll be alright. No, I got bodied. I got absolutely bodied by the first enemy.
Remember what I said when Elden Ring came out? And I said every Souls game, every FromSoft Souls game, has a something to set it apart from the others. For example, Dark Souls is your stereotypical read and react, wait till your turn sort of combat. Sekiro is all about the parry and timings and all that. Bloodborne is your very aggressive style combat, and it encourages.
Bloodborne is still the best.
It encourages to be aggressive and keep in the fight. And Elden Ring is everyone hits like a fucking truck. Because you gotta this is. I think also this is another thing. I think people have gotten because they've played. Those people have been playing Elden Ring for 2 years. They probably haven't had many different classes. So they've had the same character. So they've got that character to a really strong level. So they don't remember how hard it was at the very beginning.
Yeah.
When the tree sentinel was just there, come at me.
Yeah.
Come at me, bro.
You just walk out at the very beginning of the game and there's the tree sentinel, and you're just I remember seeing that and being like, that's a boss.
Yeah.
Why is that here? I literally just walked out of the door.
If you walk to the right into the swamp, a dragon just comes out of fucking nowhere.
If you go left, which is the easiest of the option, you have to fight a giant.
Yes. Does everyone not remember? Yeah, but also does everyone not remember at the beginning of the game when you go up against normal troops, which as a person that has played Bloodborne, Dark Souls 1, 2 and 3 and Demon Souls, normal troops in those games are fucking fodder.
Yeah.
It is literally oh yeah, I'm just, as long as I'm not overconfident, I can easily top these easily. And the first fucking troop that I faced after doing the tutorial, and he hit me and took a third of my health off, I was like, oh, this is not good. I stealthed for the first time in a Souls game. I stealthed the first half an hour of that game, getting sneak attacks. That was it. I as a person who went with the fucking samurai class, I was like, okay, no, we're not doing this anymore. We're going rogue. We're going pure rogue. In the bushes, stealth, slowly sneak up, stab in the back, run away if more than one person looks at me. That ruined town with the patrol.
Yeah.
I was an absolute, bitch to do the first time.
That like full armored knight guy.
Yeah.
That's just walking through the middle.
Yeah.
And you're just there like, this won't be too fun. And then he hits you and you've got like a sliver of health left. And
Yeah,
you're
like no one. I think people have forgotten what. Because they've gotten so used to playing Elden Ring, they've forgotten like when you first played this 2 years ago, it was hard.
Oh yeah.
Like the normal mobs were actually genuinely a challenge because one, they all hit like a truck, and two, you couldn't one-on-one anyone. You could. It was very hard to like pull units away from each other. Oh, and then of course there's the heavily armored dudes.
Or like because the game doesn't tell you when it goes to night, you've got the night cavalryman that can just appear.
Yeah, out of nowhere.
Out of nowhere. If you don't know where you are.
Certain places, or what are they called? They usually show up at where the traders are. Where you get like the balls to sell to the statue that gives you more items to buy. They only appear at night, and they literally just.
Is it the Deathbirds?
No,
not them.
Not them, because they appear during the day.
Oh,
as well.
I think I only ever fought them at night. I don't know. I think I know what you're on about, but I can't.
I can't remember the name.
I don't remember them.
The ones where I literally have to cheese them by basically stocking up on serpent arrows and poison them to death. Because boy, do they hit hard. But yeah, like there was Elden Ring wasn't easy at the start.
No.
Like, I think people have forgotten how hard actually Elden Ring was at the beginning of the game. It's just the fact that because you could avoid a lot of the shit.
I mean, I think the most difficult part right at the beginning, if you think about it, because you can't avoid him, it was Margit.
Yeah, Mogot.
You can't avoid him.
Yeah, because...
And you have to go through there to get
because
to the
he is your stereotypical first proper Souls boss, which is like, hey, I hope you've learnt the mechanics, guy. Because I'm about to make sure you've learnt the mechanics. There was always.
But yeah, there's just loads of like review bombing on it, and it's just the weird thing is like I feel like
you can tell who's been playing Souls games for a while because their response to that is, "What's your problem, bro?"
Right. So when you go into the DLC, because I have actually started it, basically you will. At first, it doesn't happen straight away, but you will basically see like a bonfire, and you'll get to the bonfire and there'll be an item there. And you pick that up, and then when you pick that up, the game specifically tells you what that item is for. Right?
To make you more powerful for the DLC.
Yeah, you get you stronger, and there's another item that does like more stuff for like magic and all that sort of stuff. But anyway, yeah, there is an item called it's something blessing, and you can use that to basically buff yourself, buff your stats. Right?
Yeah.
It only works in the DLC, so you can't like buff yourself all the way up,
and then
go to normal Elden Ring and be just, like super duper strong.
Just destroy everything.
No, it doesn't work like that. It only works in the DLC. But like you see that, and when reading the reviews, you're generally like, how far did you actually get into the DLC? Because this isn't even that long in. This is like just after the first bonfire. Yeah. Or the first grace, sorry. Where, admittedly, there is a bird person on top of the roof, which I stupidly thought I could take him, and then he jumped down and beat my ass. I wasn't expecting all the flippy dippy shit. It's a luchador. Like, it's a fucking luchador. He just jumps down, it's just flippy, it's all that sort of crap, and you're just there like...
Okay, so when's it my turn?
Wait a second. Whoa. So yeah, you're reading the reviews, and you're just there like, how far did you get? Or did you get lost?
Yeah, did you miss something and you ended up in like a harder part of the DLC?
Yeah, did you like just miss something? Because like the other graces that you can see, there are these special ones with like these big, you can see them from miles away because there's like big symbols above them.
Yeah.
They're all graces, but there's like this big symbol. And there's basically NPCs around them. To do with the story, which I don't know, so I can't spoil anything. But yeah, there's one there, and there are others, and there's even one NPC that's like, yeah, if you find them all, might give you something if you let us know where you found them. and all that sort of stuff. And you just read it, and you're just, oh, it's too hard, and it's like, what did you do? What did you actually do in the game? I mean, don't get me wrong, I've got to the weird lion dragon puppet thing, boss.
Oh, the dancing lion
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. He killed me in 2 hits.
I've heard a lot of people say the bosses are like Sekiro bosses, but you're fighting in Dark Souls combat.
Yeah.
And it's like,
I can see that. Yeah.
I can see that being, and that can be a legitimate complaint. Totally understandable. But I do wonder if a lot of people going, oh, this is the easiest Souls game FromSoft has ever done, has basically Miyazaki went, oh, okay then,
fine. I think that.
Hold my beer.
Unfortunately for me, the DLC does not fix the problem of I just want to play Bloodborne whenever I play Elden Ring.
Yeah,
it hasn't fixed it. Like,
no.
I was playing Elden Ring.
Yeah, but any Souls game, you will literally be like,
oh yeah, I know, but I was hoping, well, maybe the DLC, because that's what I always do. I mean, Sekiro didn't make me want. Sekiro wanted me to end my life. God, I do love that game, but dear God, that game.
It is very Sekiro is the most unforgiving game.
Yeah,
I'll have to admit.
But yeah, the DLC is fun. Well, it's good. It still suffers from the you can't turn PvP off, by the way. It still suffers from that. That'll always, for every Souls game that has that, I will always knock that down a point off it for me.
Yeah,
that'll always knock it off, because like PvP, I hate it, and it throws me out of the game.
Because now, the thing is that with PvP, when I get someone that literally does come up to me, challenges me, and does like,
oh, I don't even care.
The honourable ones, like,
I don't know.
I know you don't.
Not even that. I do not care.
The problem is that they have been always far and few between.
Yeah.
The vast majority of them are little fucking bitches that will literally spawn in, see where you are, and then go hide.
I just hate the fact.
And hide behind either a whole bunch of mobs or a giant monster.
See, this is the thing. I like why couldn't they put it in a Bloodborne with the bell ringer?
Or even the Dark Souls 3 with the
giant seed.
The giant seed. It's like, oh, you're going to hide behind that giant mob of things.
I just want something
that could.
I just want something that lets me turn off PvP, turns off invasions. And for anybody who's like, oh, well, get good. No, the game is hard enough as it is.
Yeah.
Right. The game is hard enough as it is. And when you're in the middle of fighting a bunch of monsters, and then somebody fucking invades you, and bear in mind, in some areas for Elden Ring, the graces are fucking miles apart from each other.
Yeah, but also bear in mind, some of these invaders are basically low-level characters, but with ridiculously overpowered equipment on, because they do that.
When they come in, they fucking ruin it. They do. I'm not arsed if they do the whole.
I remember because there was when we were playing Dark Souls 3 run through, and someone invaded, and they had mistimed it. We had already cleared the mobs, and we saw them.
Yeah. And
then they ran off, and we just stood there. It's like, no, you've invaded me.
Yeah.
As the defender, I get to choose the field of battle. Therefore, you can either piss off back to your own fucking world or come and fight me in there. If you are a better player than me, you will kill me. That's fine. But I am not going further forward and aggroing a bunch of mobs just so that you can gank me.
Yeah.
No.
With Elden Ring, it's even fucking worse because you've got you can't be like, oh well, these are just a simple mob, so I can
because like I said,
everybody hits like a fucking truck.
Yeah,
and it's just like FromSoft, for the love of God, just give me an option. That's all I want.
If you are going to, if you're not going to give an option, I would recommend you add some sort of timer of some sort, where if the invader does not engage you in combat after a certain amount of time, And I don't mean like, oh, I'll just get one hit and then run away. No.
Just put a timer on them. They've got 25 minutes. From the minute they get in, they've got 25 minutes. That should be enough time.
Oh yeah, that should be plenty of time.
But it is still the most infuriating thing.
Either that or right. So the timer only stops when they're actually fighting the host.
No, doesn't stop. You give them a timer. You give them 25 minutes. That is plenty enough time.
That's what I'm saying. If you give them a shorter timer, it only stops. So in other words, they can't just hide for 25 minutes, causing fucking...
Yeah.
Because that's boring as hell, waiting for them to fucking make their mind up. It's annoying.
Yeah.
Which is why they do it. It's why they do it. These people who invade and go away and hide is like, oh, no,
The other annoyance with it is that it's always people who are like mega far into the game that you get invaded.
That's what I'm saying. Like they have overpowered
so you've got I've got like basic Elden Ring. Well, not basic, but I've got the good stuff from Elden Ring.
Yeah.
Stuff. So the stuff in the DLC is going to be better.
Yeah.
And so I'm now fighting people
with all the
DLC stuff. I'm like, I don't stand a fucking chance. Like, I'm not the best thing. Just like, come on. Just give me an option.
Yeah.
Just let me turn it
especially
off.
Since we want to be able to do this sort of stuff with our friends. We don't want to just solo through Elden Ring. We want to actually,
I just
play with our friends.
It's just one of those things. Why does nobody have... I've always noticed. Everybody bitches about the difficulty.
Yeah.
Like, nobody ever actually bitches about the fact that PvP sucks. It does. It sucks. Because it's never like... There's not a mode in the Souls games that are like, oh, well, you can fight your friends, or you can go into a game mode that is just for PvP.
Yeah.
Right? There's never that. No. If you just want to play thingy, you either have to play offline.
Yeah.
Which, fine, okay, I can do that. But if I want to play Elden Ring with you, I can't do that.
Now, to the people who go, there's a mod. We have the console.
Yeah, we have the console. Unfortunately,
the
console.
So the PC version, unless they somehow make the console version with that mod, the Better Together mod. Because the Better Together mod doesn't actually have invasions as far as I'm aware, apart from the scripted invasions.
It's from the NPC ones.
The NPC ones. As far as I'm aware.
But yeah.
Basically because it's designed to have like 3 or 4 people in at the same time.
Yeah.
And basically the way Elden Ring is built, it can't actually have more than 4. I think 4 or 5. I mean, playable characters, both invaders and...
Oh, yeah.
So it can't actually handle more than the people who are co-oping together. So that's how it gets around it. So unless that gets somehow workable on console, which I doubt, we're kind of stuck.
PvP still sucks. Still the worst thing about Souls games. They were all PvP Souls games.
And do you know what? I wish From Software would actually would actually get in touch with the Better Together mod guys and have a way to implement it into an actual proper game, because it has a cool mechanic in the fact that it has a corruption mechanic. So every time someone dies, instead of everyone being respawned back, they respawn back, but basically there's a level of corruption on the characters, which means they take more damage, do less damage, etc. And that builds every time someone dies.
That's pretty cool.
I know, it is actually pretty cool mechanic, and I'm like, yeah, do you know what? That would be fun. I would like the option, if FromSoft wants to do this, I would like the option to turn PvP off, but the trade-off to that is the corruption mechanic.
Yeah.
So that if I die, whatever corruption happens.
I'd be alright with that. But please, just for the love of God, FromSoft, will you just give me an option to switch PvP?
And to the people complaining that that Elden Ring, the DLC is too hard. One, again, you clearly haven't played any of the previous Souls DLCs, because that is literally the bread and butter of a Souls DLC. It takes the end game of the base game, and then dials the difficulty up to about 12 on top of that. But yeah, the DLC is really, really good. So.
The DLC is good. It is hard. It is very hard. It's very hard. There are also weird spider bug things.
Oh, with like scorpion tails and that.
Yeah.
So if you've got arachnophobia,
that also jump out at you, like they hide behind corners and stuff like that.
Oh god, I feel sorry for anyone who plays these games and has arachnophobia, because I've seen the monsters. I've seen them. I've seen other people like fight them, and I'm like, yeah, they're the uncanny valley of spiders, where it's like, that is clearly a spider-like thing, but it's not a spider. I mean, granted, it's not as bad as Bloodborne. They were literally giant spiders.
Oh yeah, they were horrible.
They were horrifying, and I anyone who suffers from arachnophobia, if you got through that bit, you all know which one I'm talking about.
Yes.
You are a phenomenal person, because dear God, that must be an arachnophobe's absolute worst nightmare.
Yeah.
Anyway, on to cool stuff.
On to the Nintendo Direct. I know we're a bit late to the party.
We wanted to talk about this last week. But...
this is in no particular order as well, just because it's just...
Yeah, that's fine.
It's all over the place. Right.
Can we talk about the thing that we thought would never happen last?
Yeah, well... last.
Yeah, so we want to gush about that. I want to gush about that so much. So,
okay. Yeah, I'm down for that.
Anyway.
Right. Okay.
Onwards.
So, we've got a Zelda game.
Yes.
Actual Princess Zelda.
Yeah, you are going to be playing as Princess Zelda, and I'm like, this is actually kind of cool.
It's in the remake of Link to the Past sort of aesthetic.
Yeah,
so
it's very...
looks like a toy.
Yeah, it's very toy-like and very colourful. The basic principle of the game is Link has been sucked into a void, and a whole bunch of voids have appeared around whatever the world, Hyrule. And you are now Princess Zelda trying to save Link, which is a lovely little flip on the game.
Yeah.
The combat mechanics and that is obviously different. And it is very... It's very Pocket Monster.
Yeah.
You basically can grab anything and make copies of it, and then it goes into your like database or something, and you can make multiple copies of that thing.
Oh.
So that's how you can solve puzzles. But it also affects the monsters. So if you defeat a monster, you can get like its bio and throw that out as a monster to fight other monsters. Which is actually quite cool.
Yeah.
It's a very, very unique take on the whole Zelda aesthetic. And it looks adorable.
Yeah.
It looks absolutely adorable because of the style it's picked.
Yeah, A Link to the Past was kind of adorable, to be fair. With the style and all that whatnot.
So it looks really, really fun. And if you are a fan of Zelda games, you're probably going to enjoy this.
We've got Metroid Prime 4.
Yes.
Still in the works. It does exist.
We actually got actual footage, not just the logo. We got actual footage of Samus landing on a planet and getting out of the ship, which is, it's like, holy shit, it's real.
It is real.
It's actually a thing. I mean, granted, that thing's been in development hell for a while and had to be rebooted 3 times?
Yeah,
I want to say.
Yeah, I think this is like the 3rd time. Yeah, I mean, there's not much other than that, really.
Yeah, the Metroid fans have been chomping at the bit for this thing.
Yeah, people have been waiting for Metroid Prime for a while now.
Yeah, so I'm hoping that the wait is worth it.
Yeah. We've got Mario and Luigi Brothership.
Yes, a new Mario and Luigi game, which is the first one.
This is the first 3D one.
The first 3D one. They were mostly on the 3DS. They have somehow kept the style of the 2D games, but moved it into a 3D environment.
My question is like, how is it? Because like the Mario Luigi games, they really went hard into the whole 2D play style, like how you play the game. So my question is like, are you going to be able to actually... I mean, it looked like they've done a good job with what we saw.
Yeah.
Are you going to be able to pull
The same sort of shenanigans.
Yeah, are you going to be... Is it actually going to... When we actually play it, is it going to be... Yeah. Is it still going to feel the same, or is it going to feel...
different? Like, I think it will feel different, but I think from what we've seen, it does look like it's going to be... It will feel different, but there's enough in it that you can see that it shares the same DNA, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I get you.
But again, this is early days, not released yet.
New Mario Party Jamboree.
Yes, a new test of the ultimate friendship, and also how all friendships will end. With pain, accusations, suffering, and people basically shouting at the top of their lungs that the game is rigged.
It's going to have over 110 mini-games.
Yes, over 110 mini-games, and... oh boy. For streamers alike...
Oh yeah, there we go.
There's a... was it up to 16 people?
Yeah.
A lot of people for a Mario Party. And I'm like, oh, that's streaming. That is actual parties and streamers.
Mm-hmm.
So expect every streamer under the sun to at least play one round of Mario Party.
Yep, get ready for the VTubers.
Oh yeah,
like they're going to be doing this one.
Oh yeah, it is literal VTuber content.
Donkey Kong Country Returns HD release.
Yeah, so the
January 16th.
Wii game is getting a remake, which means it'll just look fancier, snazzier.
Yeah, it's going to have a local 2-player co-op as well,
which is always good.
Yeah. The original it was a 3DS game.
Oh, it was a 3DS game.
3DS game.
It still looked gorgeous. It still looks absolutely gorgeous for a Donkey Kong game.
Mio Memories in Orbit.
I think I missed that one. I'm trying to. It's been a while since I actually watched the.
It's Focus Entertainment.
Yeah, it's a pretty looking game from what I can remember, but I think it's like a platformer type one, maybe. I could be completely talking about my.
Well, I'm about to find out. See, unfortunately, you're the one with the knowledge here, because I've not watched.
Yeah, it's been a few days since I've actually watched. We should have really watched it again.
It'd be fine. No one needs to know.
No one watches this video.
Yeah, exactly. Looks like Dead Cells, like a Dead Cells sort of aesthetic.
Yeah, but like a very the art style is really gorgeous.
Not yeah. Yeah, it's a platform 2D.
It is a gorgeous looking game though.
Oh yeah.
That's one to keep an eye on if you like your 2D platformer or Dead Cells type games.
Fairy Tail 2. Fairy Tail is getting a second game.
Yes, it is. It's getting a second game.
Koei Tecmo is doing it. Serving as a sequel to the 2020 RPG title. The game brings fans back to the climax of the original series. The Alvarez Empire arc.
Good for them.
I've not watched much Fairy Tail, so I have
well, from what I've been told, it kind of falls way off a cliff. But hey, if you're a fairy tale, if you are a fairy tale fan,
fairy tale fans.
If you're a fairy tale fan and you enjoyed that series, that's perfectly fine. You probably will like this because you probably like the first one enough for it to get a sequel. Yeah. So.
Hey, the first one actually did really well.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Famagella? Famagella? Is that?
No.
That's an I. Farmageia?
Farmageia. Yeah.
Farmageia.
If we're pronouncing that right. We're probably not.
Another anime game, by the looks of things.
Which is, the bread and butter for...
Those with the power to command and raise monsters are called Farmageia. Take control of Ten, who is tasked... Oh, his name is Ten.
It's an anime RPG. What more do you want?
Yeah, true. Just kind of looks... It looks like Fairy Tail and Pokemon.
It probably is.
To be fair, that's what it looks like.
God, I'm trying to remember what I saw, but it's...
The 100 Line Last Defense Academy.
That was a lot. Actually, that was a lot of RPG.
This is the new one from the Danganronpa.
Yeah.
Creators. I know about this. I mean, you just have to look at the art style and be like, yeah, that's Danganronpa.
Yeah. But hey, people, there's a lot. There was a big enough fan base for those.
It is a strategic RPG.
Strategy RPGs
Yeah, it's not like Danganronpa. It's just
yeah. It's the same, but hence the reason why the graphics, why the art style is very similar.
Each looking to reclaim their lost everyday lives. Prepare for battles with your friends, and then engage the invading creatures in strategic RPG battles. So what? Possibly Fire Emblem?
Yeah, Fire Emblem, Disgaea, that's a turn-based strategy game.
Phantom Brave, The Lost Hero. That's got to be a platformer.
Well, Phantom Brave is a RPG series, isn't it?
Yeah, but look at that. That has to be a platforming.
Well, it could be a cutesy...
Embark on a gridless tactical turn-based adventure. Oh, wow, I was absolutely wrong.
Yeah, it's a tactical RPG.
A tactical turn-based adventure from the creators of Disgaea.
There you go.
Follow Morona, a young girl with the ability to communicate with phantoms, and her loyal companion Ash, as they navigate the ocean world of Ivory. When faced with ghost pirate attacks, Morona teams up with Apricot to assemble a legendary crew to defeat them. Recruit phantoms, bind them to objects, and unleash powerful abilities in strategic combat. With over 50 characters and 300 scale. Oh my god, that's fucking Disgaea. It's Pirate Disgaea.
Yeah. Number goes up.
Looney Tunes Wacky World of Sports. I already knew this was coming out. I think this was announced for PlayStation and Xbox. So
yeah.
That's not new. I'm pretty sure it's just Mario and Sonic at the Olympics. I'm pretty sure it's Looney
Tunes. Yeah.
The obligatory Just Dance.
Yep.
2025 edition.
I think that was in
the new Dempaman.
No. I don't know what that is. I blanked that one out clearly.
Yep. Ace Attorney Investigations.
Yeah, we got a new one. I think we also saw more footage for Monster Hunter, I believe, as well, didn't we?
Did we?
I think. Question mark?
Romance and Saga.
No, I'm getting them mixed up.
Revenge of the Seven releases on October 24th. It's actually quite surprising that Romance and Saga is still going. That's an old series.
That is a very old series. That is older than Final Fantasy. I think it's because they know their audience and know what their audience wants.
Yeah.
They don't try and diverge from that sort of thing.
Yeah, true. So yeah, there's that. Luigi's Mansion 2.
Yes,
is actually coming because that was only on the. I'm pretty sure that was only on the DS.
Yeah, I think that was only on the DS.
Because I know they re-released 1.
Yeah.
And then 3 came out.
Yeah.
So
Luigi Mansion 2 is getting
a release on the
remake,
Switch, which is nice.
Or an upgrade, which is good.
We've got for ports. We've got Metal Slug. Attack Reloaded.
Oh, is that the?
That's a tower defense.
Yeah, the tower defense one.
Which is yeah.
Which is a thing.
I've never played Metal Slug, so.
Well, Metal Slug. Well, the thing is that Metal Slug's now moved into multiple things. There's a turn-based tactical RPG.
Yeah. Oh no, I'm just saying I've never played a Metal Slug game.
You need to play them. You need to play at least some of them because they are fun. If you like your side-scrolling, unlimited bullets, random boss things with a World War II aesthetic, Metal Slug is fun. And you got to drive a tank.
Ooh,
with a big gun.
I like tanks.
With unlimited
ammo. Darkest Dungeon 2 is also coming to the Switch, which we kind of knew because it was PlayStation announced that it was coming out.
Yeah.
On there, and I'm pretty sure Microsoft announced that it was coming out on there as well. So
Portable Darkest Dungeon 2. So many people are going to lose a lot of time on that game.
Hello Kitty Island Adventure.
It's a Hello Kitty game. What more do you want? It does look cute, but then again, it's Hello Kitty. Everything with Hello Kitty looks cute.
It's just a shame Agretzko's not.
I was about to say, even Agretzko, the metal-loving karaoke red panda, who loves nothing to do more than scream.
Yeah.
Her karaoke songs is cute and adorable.
Stray, the cat game.
Yeah, Stray's coming to portable. Stray.
Yay! That's a good.
Stray's a great game. It is a fun little. It's a fun little game.
Phantasine.
Yeah, I think it's Fantasine.
Fantasine Neo Dimensions is coming out on the Switch at the end of the year. We have the Nintendo World Championships NES edition.
Yeah, so a whole bunch of classic speedrunning games. So Mario, Donkey Kong's one of them, but a whole bunch of like classic games that are like really popular in the speedrunning scene.
Yeah.
They're all coming in one collection. They are like they're set up to be like very easy to do, like the speedrunning setup. So they'll have like your timings for like for level individual sections and levels automatically there, which is pretty good, pretty cool. Not for me. I am never going to be a speedrunner, but it's nice that they've done this.
Yeah,
I think it's really cool.
It's nice that it's there. We've got Tales of the Shire. It launches at the end of the year.
It's a Lord of the Rings game, and it's a Lord of the Rings house building.
It's Lord of the Rings meets Animal Crossing.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah. What more do you want?
I know what more do you want. As a Lord of the Rings fans, there's part of me that's like, oh, this is cute and adorable.
I mean, I would prefer this over Gollum.
That is very true.
I still do not know why anybody would want to make a Gollum game.
Well, there's going to be a Gollum movie, isn't there?
Yes. Why? Funko Fusion is also
so think of the Lego games except Funko.
It's Funko Pops. Yeah.
I mean, it's a bit of simplification. The
Jurassic Park one looks kind of funny.
It does look kind of cool, even if the T-Rex looks odd as hell.
Well, yeah,
because it's the Funko T-Rex, the giant head and the little body, and I'm like, it just looks wrong on the T-Rex.
Lego Horizon Adventures.
Yeah,
is coming to Switch.
Horizon, a PlayStation property, is going to be on Switch.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, granted, it's a Lego game, but still. To be honest, when I first saw it, I literally went, yeah, that's going to be on the Switch, isn't it?
Yeah. Okay, so that is the games. There were some updates. So basically, Disney Illusion Island is getting a free update. Mm-hmm. Or got a free update. Among Us got some new roles in the game. That's out now. Nintendo Switch Sports Basketball update happened. The new games for the online, like, Switch thing, like the premium and the Game Pass.
Yeah,
it's like their version. New games were shown off, like Turok, Perfect Dark, Zelda, and Metroid. And that was about it. Right, so on to the other things that we actually want to talk about.
The main thing, the thing that we thought we would never.
The main things. I want to talk about one, and you want to talk about the other. Okay, so we'll talk about
Talk about your thing first.
My thing first, because the other one's a little bit bigger. Right, so Dragon Quest 1 and 2 are getting an HD 2D remake.
Yes,
which are getting released.
They look gorgeous.
And they're getting released next year. But this year, in November, we are getting Dragon Quest 3 HD 2D remake.
That is.
And I am very, very happy about that, because they are very fun games. And they are arguably the best
Dragon Quest games.
Dragon Quest game. Well, no, they're not, because that's
8.
8 is the best.
Journey of the Cursed King.
That is the best game. But these are like probably the best ones for at least that genre, that age.
They're basically the 2D game, 2D Dragon Quest.
And they are probably Toriyama's, at least in games, I would say probably the best work.
Yeah,
because I'm pretty sure he actually.
Well, he did all
the story for free.
He might have done. I will have to look at that.
I'll have to look at it.
I mean, he did the art for all the monsters and the
Dragon Quest. He did all the.
It's his art style.
Because there's one game where there's an Easter egg in one of the, and I'm pretty sure it's free, but there's one of the games.
Mm-hmm.
There's an Easter egg from him, basically to his son and daughter, saying, "Look, Dad made a video game."
That's cool. That's cool. If that's in there, that is cool.
I think it's free. It could be 1. I'm not 100% sure. But I know that at least in one of the Dragon Quest,
games,
there is an Easter egg directed at his kids.
As in, look, I made something.
Yeah.
I made this. Isn't that cool?
But yeah, experience the epic origins of the Airdrop trilogy in this remarkable remake of the classic RPG masterpiece Dragon Quest III. November 14th, immerse yourself in a richly expanded narrative, now brought to life with a vibrant HD 2D visuals as the hero embarks on an unforgettable quest to vanquish the sinister archfiend Baramus. Explore a vast world teeming with towns, dungeons, and mysteries, encountering a colourful cast of characters along the way. Prepare for thrilling turn-based battles against fierce monsters in this modernised reimagining. Yeah, it looks really, 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 really good.
Yeah, it looks... The upgraded graphics, the 2D and the 3D environments, and it looks gorgeous. Yeah. They have put a lot of time, effort, and love into these games.
If there is one thing to thank Octopath Traveler for, it is bringing that style of 2D game.
Yeah, like old school JRPGs.
Yeah,
which I have long missed. And yeah, I know the complaints come out and but it's too, you have to grind and it's too grind. It's like, dude, that is my jam. I will spend hours sitting in front of a screen with my console on.
The annoyance of that argument,
Final Fantasy 7 or 8 or 9, just going in one area, going round and round, fighting mob after mob after mob, so that I get to a certain level where I can just body the next boss.
Yeah.
It was just so. It's
the
so fun.
The annoying thing with that is that argument of you have to grind on the RPGs. Yeah, and there they are playing Dark Souls.
No. Even worse, they're playing COD.
Yeah,
they're playing COD, and they have to get that level 50 battle pass done.
Yeah,
we got the battle pass. You do know you're grinding, right?
Yeah.
Are you enjoying currently COD? Not really, but I have to get to level 50. Well, guess what? You were complaining about doing that in an RPG.
You're grinding.
You're literally grinding.
But yeah, I'm very, very happy. I'm definitely going to be getting them. If this is the last lot of stuff that we're getting for the Switch before the
Switch
Nintendo, 2. We're calling the Switch 2 for now.
In quotation marks.
But whatever Nintendo decided to release.
Yeah, because Switch don't do numbers. Really?
Yeah, Nintendo don't. If they did a Switch 2, this would be the first time.
Yeah, this would be literally the first time, because you had the Famicom and the Nintendo Entertainment System. Then you had the Super Famicom / the Super Nintendo. Then you had the Nintendo 64, GameCube, etc. So they've never done numbers.
No,
that's Sony's thing.
Yeah. Because Sony own original.
True, but also
it's also easier.
Yeah, it's easier. And
it's easier just
and also, Microsoft shows what would happen if you tried to keep a similar naming convention, but dumb, like the X-Bone. Yeah, you didn't think about that one, did you?
X-Bone. Right. Anyway, moving on. After the Dragon Quest announcements, we also have the Marvel vs. Capcom Fighting Collection Arcade Classics.
Yes.
So, with that is Marvel vs. Capcom. Marvel vs. Capcom 2. I'm pretty sure it's all the 2D ones.
It is literally all the 2D ones. So you get X-Men, Children of the Atom.
Yep.
You get X-Men vs. Street Fighter.
Mm-hmm.
You get, I think it's Marvel vs. Street Fighter. Then it's Marvel vs. Capcom, Marvel vs. Capcom 2, and you get the Punisher. There's 6 or 7 games. You get the Punisher, the classic Punisher side-scroller beat 'em up.
Yeah.
From Capcom, and the collection itself is amazing. What is absolutely mind-bogglingly this was not supposed to happen. This was not supposed to be a thing. It's the fact that we are getting Marvel vs. Capcom 2.
Re-release.
Re-release.
Hopefully the Dreamcast version.
It's not the Dreamcast version because it's like an arcade. It's one of the
it's
arcade
an
versions.
arcade version. Right.
It's an arcade version with one file that they've took.
Yeah.
And screwed up, and I'm like, that's fine, perfectly fine. I don't mind. To explain why the entire fighting community lost their shit when Nintendo said Ryu is going to take you for a ride.
Yes.
Let us go back in time. Marvel vs. Capcom 2 is released in arcades, eventually released on PlayStation 2, which we still have that copy.
Yes, we do.
Even though it is objectively the most inferior version. And Dreamcast, and I don't think there was an Xbox version, but primarily Dreamcast. Dreamcast is classed as the best console version. The reason why the PS2 one is because they literally had to take out frames.
Oh, right, okay.
And all that. So there's a lot of stuff missing in the PS2 version. It's still fun as hell. But shortly after it had a anniversary edition or something, Marvel vs. Capcom 2 was removed from sale for the licensing reasons.
Yeah.
Basically, there's a whole bunch of stuff in it that either Capcom or
Disney.
Marvel / Disney didn't want it anymore. Most likely Disney with the X-Men.
Most likely.
Because if you look at Marvel Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, the whole thing of no one wants the X-Men anymore. Comment from an actual person in charge of the series. We won't mention names, but anyway. So basically, the situation for Marvel vs. Capcom 2 was people in Capcom wanted to do it, people in Marvel wanted to do it. But there was a licensing issue, and then Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite came out. And the absolute awfulness that was Marvel vs. Capcom 2. Not Marvel vs. Infinite.
Infinite, yeah.
Infinite wasn't... 3 wasn't great, but by the time Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3 came out, it was actually pretty cool, and it had broken as hell Virgil in it.
That's true.
So it was by the end. Why? Because Virgil just bodied everyone.
Virgil was amazing.
And
Virgil is amazing.
And fucking styled on your ass while doing it.
Yeah.
But anyway, but everyone who loves the Marvel vs. Capcom series all say the best Marvel vs. Capcom game is Marvel vs. Capcom 2. It is like literally the peak of that series. And the entire community was like, well, we're never going to get it. I think Maximilian Dude had a joke comment of it's like the comment the chances of beating Thanos in Infinity War by Doctor Strange are like 1.2.6 whatever million to 1.
Yeah.
Out of that many versions, only one of them wins. And it was literally like that's the odds of this game coming back. To the point where Maximilian Dude during COVID literally started a Twitter campaign #Bring Back Marvel vs. Capcom 2.
Yeah.
And it blew up. It didn't just have like people in the gaming community. It had stars and famous people and everyone going, "Hey, yeah, bring it back." But still, like, it was one of those like, well, we want it back, but we don't think it's going to come back, sort of thing.
Yeah.
So it's like, it would be great if it did, but we've got to make peace with it. Like, Marvel is now just a fucking terrible place in a terrible place. And Marvel vs. Capcom, it's just absolutely in the gutter, wallowing in its self-pity in regards to Infinite and how badly that went on and all the stuff like that. It's like, okay, fine, we're just going to have to make peace with never being able to have this game again. And then Capcom released a $600 arcade cabinet with Marvel vs. Capcom 2. And that thing sold out in an hour.
Oh.
It sold out.
Wow.
It was a couple of years ago when they did it. But it sold out almost instantaneously. Like, and I was like, okay, maybe this was all one thing. And then everyone's just like just continued on with their life with, okay, it'd be nice if it happened, but it's not.
Yeah, it's not gonna happen.
And then the Nintendo Direct happens. Like, first things first, like, Evo is next month.
Mm-hmm.
Can you imagine if you're going to announce Marvel vs. Capcom 2, surely you're going to announce it at Evo.
I think that's probably why they did this one. I generally think, like, could you, like, the thing for Evo, right? Could you imagine, like, you're in the tournament, right? You get to the final. You win the final. Of whatever game it is.
Yeah.
One of the big ones on the main stage. You win the final. You win the final game of the entire tournament.
Yeah.
Right? You win it. And then the day after, nobody's talking about you winning Evo.
Yeah.
Everybody's only talking about Marvel vs. Capcom 2.
Here's the thing. Marvel vs. Capcom is that loved. If I was that person, I would be like, I don't give a fuck.
No. That's not. I can imagine that a lot of people would be fine with that. Like, but if you're the organisers of the event, you don't want to do that to your to the players.
True. I can understand your point. However, my counter to that is Evo is such a embedded fighting community that it announcing at Evo would have been just one of the most. Also, you would have had people crying in the aisles, hugging each other. World peace gonna be possible.
There's also a chance that the roof could have exploded.
That is also very true. Yeah. It would have been like one of the biggest pops Evo would have ever seen. It is literally like, holy
yeah.
And so I'm part of me still stunned that it was like, this is just a Nintendo Direct. Why have you done it here? What the hell?
Because Capcom.
But also, more importantly, Capcom just keeps winning at the moment.
Capcom are really good.
They've had their one. They had their
down bits.
They had their one moment recently, but
which is, what did they do recently?
Oh, what was it? We talked about it.
Did we?
Yeah. I think it was like microtransactions.
Oh, Dragon's Dogma.
Yeah.
Oh no, that's nothing.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. They've not.
That's not even.
They've had their little issues, right? But apart from like the odd one little misstep, they have literally been just winning.
Yeah.
So I'm just stunned.
And happy.
I'm still stunned and really happy. Marvel vs. Capcom. We used to spend absolutely ages on that game. We played the living shit out of it.
We did.
And we still have it. I still have it right now. I could plug up my PS2, pop that disc in, and have the "Gonna Take You for a Ride" music pop. Mega Man.
Yeah, Mega Man.
Daya!
I had to have Mega Man in my team to beat that game.
Daya!
I couldn't do it without Mega Man.
But yeah, but not just but like I said, on its own, I would pay the amount that they're selling the entire collection for just Marvel vs. Capcom 2.
Aye.
On its own. The fact that you're getting Marvel vs. Capcom 2 plus all these other games, X-Men Kota, X-Men vs. Street Fighter, Marvel vs. Street Fighter, and then Marvel vs. Capcom 1. And then, of course, obviously the big one, Marvel vs. Capcom 2 with the infinite combo bullshit that so many people had.
Yeah.
But, like, just such an amazing... Like, the thing is also, it's like... they're gonna come with stuff that only came with the Japanese version. So like you know how like most like with Marvel vs. Capcom 2, we don't have like a this is the story.
Yeah.
It's just here's all the characters. Well, in Japan they got a little like spiel of like you used to in like fighting games, where it's like the setup of the game. It has that where everyone's like gathering together to go down onto the sea and fight whatever it is, which is the big monster thing that you end up fighting. But yeah, it's gonna have like rollback.
Well, yeah, that was a given.
It's going to have training with hitboxes, so you can like actually look at all. That's cool. Like it's got so many cool features, and it comes with. I think it's with all the others as well. And I'm just grinning. I'm just like, everything else in it is amazing and is really good. But the very fact that like a game that was in licensing hell, like even worse than Scott Pilgrim versus the World, because that was just Ubisoft being lazy assholes and didn't want to renew the license. Marvel vs. Capcom 2 was a whole different kettle of fish. Because there were like different people with different with owning different parts of the license.
Because Marvel basically sold their licenses off to everyone.
Yeah,
so many different companies had the license to like Fantastic Four or Spider-Man, X-Men, all that shit.
Avengers.
All that shit. So like
Iron Man. Yeah,
so like how before basically Fox had like Fantastic Four.
Sony had Spider-Man.
Spider-Man and X-Men.
Fox
had X-Men.
Fox had an X-Men.
Sony had Spider-Man. And all that whatnot. So it's very hard to get the licenses because...
And now obviously all the licenses are under Disney.
Well, most of them are.
Most of them are. And Disney, Disney don't know how to sell Marvel.
Disney don't know how to do anything.
They don't know how to sell. They don't know how to do They don't know how to make a good product. You just have to look at the Acolyte.
God, that show's bad.
It gets worse.
It's so bad.
It's so bad, and yet it gets worse.
Anyway, but yeah, good.
Marvel vs. Capcom 2 is alive. It is real. It is here. I mean, we don't have. It's releasing this year. Don't know when, but it is. And if there is a physical fucking copy of that collection,
there is going to be a physical.
I am fucking getting it. And I think the thing that. So two things happened that made this the reality. One, Capcom released the...
it just says in 2024.
Yeah, it just says 2024. Marvel vs. The Street Fighter Collection came out. The Capcom Fighting Collection came out. Because it wasn't just Street Fighter, it was Darkstalkers and...
I still kind of want to get that because I want to get Darkstalkers.
I have it on my PlayStation.
Yeah, no, I want a physical one.
I think you can get it physically.
I'll have to have a look. Because I just want Darkstalkers.
Darkstalkers is fun.
I like Darkstalkers.
I'm terrible at it, but it's fun. But yeah, it actually has like the Japanese versions of them as well, like Vampire Survivors.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's really good. Because we're European, we are in the European market, and therefore there was a whole bunch of games that were released in America and in Japan that were never released in Europe,
or at least not in the same state.
Yeah, or Parasite Eve, we're looking at you. Banned.
It just never got released to begin with.
Got banned in the UK because
reasons.
Because it showed people simultaneously combusting. To which I went, I literally played a game with a person with a giant sword stabbed another person through it with a giant sword. That seemed to be okay.
Yeah. This was also at the time when there were games like Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
You could buy Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, Mortal Kombat Trilogy on the PlayStation with Smoke's OT over the top, blow up the entire world. You know that's available in Mortal Kombat 1.
Yeah,
I think it's Sector.
Long back.
Yeah, one of the cyborgs has it.
Yeah,
as a little
nod. Little nod.
But yeah. Anyway, but like, Marvel vs. Literally, Marvel vs. Capcom 2 being an actual thing is just... You don't know how happy I am. You do not know how happy I am. Like... Because to get Marvel vs. Capcom 2, I mean... I dare anyone to Google... Before the announcement, to Google any version of Marvel vs. Capcom 2. and how much it was, because it was a lot. You're talking like a couple of £100 at least. But it's back, and it'll be gorgeous. It'll be glorious. I'm gonna buy it. No matter.
You're gonna go for a ride.
I literally, when I found out, I was actually like, "Shut up and take my money." How much? Give me it. Give me it now. Tell me when I can have it in my hands. Not to describe for many of the other games that's in the collection, especially like the Punisher 2D brawler, which is apparently really good.
I might play that.
Yeah, it's like. Yeah, no, it's amazing. It's just Marvel vs. Capcom 2 is real. It's alive. It is actually alive. It is no longer in hell. Somehow, the lawyers at Capcom, you are magicians. You are miracle workers. Now, Capcom, can you just give us Dino Crisis?
Yeah, remake. We know about the survey now.
We know about the survey. We know about the survey. You know what you must do.
We all know what the most requested remake is. We all know.
We know
about the survey. But yeah, it was good. It was a good direct.
It was a very good direct.
A lot of good things. But I think we'll end it there.
Yeah.
There's not much. It's been a quiet couple of weeks.
It has been a quiet couple of weeks. However,
which is quite nice.
Which is good. But also, like, it's been very nice just to watch the Marvel vs. Capcom fan base just spend the last week or so dancing, just like perpetually happy because the beloved game.
It's
the game that if they want the series to continue on, the game that needed to come out is coming out. It's gonna be great.
What somebody should do is just make a montage of everybody reacting to it, right? And just put "Dancing in the Street" by David Bowie and Mick Jagger.
Anyway, I think that'll be it for today.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good place to end. I do hope you've enjoyed this chat, and we will catch you in the next one. Bye now.
Toodles.